What's up, guys? So this video has been long overdue as fuck! So I keep checking grocery stores to see if they have Serrano peppers, but no place has them in stock, so we have to change the game plan a little bit. I got this chai lai jar lai sauce here, and I'm just gonna eat a spoonful and then get right to these questions. And I'm gonna break this Q&A up into multiple sections so that no one video is too long. And so I got 5 minutes on the timer. I'm gonna eat a spoonful of this, and I'm just gonna run through as many questions as I can before I run out of time. Alright, let's do this. See, that's authentic chai lai jar lai sauce right there. My tongue is like tingling already. I'm kind of scared. Ah! Fuck, I swallowed. Ah. I just swallowed the whole damn thing. Didn't get to sit on my tongue at all. Should I do another one? Yeah, maybe I should. I'm gonna let it sit on my tongue for 5 seconds this time before I swallow it. Long, pull, high, or pie. Yeah, that's not even that bad. The taste is just really strong. Alright, first question from Tom Shufflebottom Fitness. For my question, I'll ask, what would you wish that you could do differently if you could change anything about your past training? So this is a really interesting question coming from these guys because I followed them since they were basically noobs, and they have made tremendous amount of gains. And I would say they basically did like everything right. Their progress was just non-stop. And another interesting thing I want to note is when these guys started out, they had so many haters, there's so many people talking shit. But now that they can squat like over 400 pounds, where are the haters now? Right? Just kind of a funny observation there. But what would I do differently if I could change anything about my past training? So when I first seriously started lifting, I ran a program off of Scooby's website. It was like a typical 5 days a week bodybuilder split. Monday chest day, Tuesday back day, Wednesday legs, Thursday shoulders, Friday arms. And it wasn't really that effective. It got me working out, but it wasn't that effective. So then I switched to a legs push pull cycle, and it was pretty goddamn complicated. So I had, for each cycle, for each legs push pull cycle, I would have an A version of that legs push pull cycle and then a B version of that legs push pull cycle. So I would alternate between those two. And then each week, I would alternate between a strength version of both A and B workouts, and then a hypertrophy version of both A and B workouts. So it was pretty goddamn complicated, but that didn't give me that much results. And so I moved on to one lift 531. And at that point, progress was really slow. And it was honestly because I thought I was already an advanced lifter when I wasn't. I was still in my newbie phase. But then one day I started training with my brother-in-law, who is an actual newbie, and I just stuck him on the Strongless 5x5 program, and he was making incredible gains. I was like, oh shit. So then I was like, dude, this kid is gonna catch up to me. So I decided, you know what, maybe I'll just try to run the program, if anything, just as an experiment. But then all of a sudden my progress just took off, and I was like, oh yeah. So if I could change anything about my past training, I would just get rid of all that complicated bodybuilding stuff, forget about all that advanced and wetlift stuff, and just stick to the basic programs. So I would have just done Strongless 5x5 from the start if I knew how much gains it was going to give me. And I wish I would have read more books too. Practical programming, scientific principles of training. I wish that was around when I started, but I would have read more books and done more research. Moving on, Freaky D, aka Dennis, asks, Q&A time. What do you think you would hit numbers wise if you were super heavyweight? I think super heavyweight is like 250 plus pounds. So that would mean I would need to add like 80 pounds to my body weight. Alright, so let's see. I really don't know. So when I was 160 pounds, I squatted 415, bench 285 in competition, and then pulled 475. So if I added 80 pounds to my body weight, maybe squat would go up to 515. Maybe bench would go from 285 to, I don't know, 335. Deadlifts would go up from 475 to 575. I don't know. I think those would be just conservative numbers if I added about close to 100 pounds of body weight to my body. I would say those are just some random conservative numbers, just arbitrary numbers. I really don't know. Outside of music and lifting, who do you look up to? Surprisingly, I'm not really, even in music and lifting, I don't really have anyone that I look up to right now. Just doing my thing. Know what I'm saying? 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 Any bats in the cave? Any bats in the cave? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Fuck, marry, kill. Me, he's talking about himself, Dennis, Al from AM Training, and Jesse, aka 3D Ab Fun. That's pretty tough. Alright, I'd probably fuck Jesse, because he's already always talking dirty in my comments, so, you know. Plus that ass, though. And I'd probably marry, no offense to you other guys, Al from AM Training, because just for those physical therapist benefits, you know what I'm saying? And kill, I have no other choice. I'd probably kill Dennis, but not on purpose. Probably because it probably happened this way. We'd go out shooting potatoes or something with your guns, and then I would kill you by accident. So I would kill you, but it'd be by accident. And speaking of Jesse, Duty Abs Glenn asks, why are you going vegan and more ripped jeans please at 233? So this will actually be the first time that I'll talk directly about veganism, because otherwise in my videos I kind of just show you guys what I eat and how I live and stuff like that, but I've never really talked directly about veganism. And there's kind of a good reason for that. I'm relatively new. I've only been vegan since last September. This is probably a topic that I can cover in a whole nother video by itself, because there's just so much to it. And I think for the most part people just don't know or understand. For instance, animal agriculture is extremely taxing on the earth, on the environment. There are 7 billion people in the world, and that alone is very taxing for the environment. But on top of that, we have 64 billion animals that are being mass-produced, fed, and then slaughtered every single year. That is extremely, extremely taxing on the earth. It takes up a lot of resources, a lot of water. All the shit that comes from these animals are just polluting our water. On the most conservative side, the most conservative figures, animal agriculture is responsible for 18% of greenhouse gases. Now we know that figure is wrong now. It's more likely up to 51%. Now compare that to greenhouse gases coming from all forms of transportation. So I'm talking about cars, trains, airplanes, boats, everything. That only accounts for 13% of greenhouse gases. So that's just on the environmental side, and there's a lot more to it. If you guys want to learn more, a good place to start is Cowspiracy, and that's the documentary that you can watch on Netflix. But yeah, I just don't think people realize how destructive animal agriculture is for the environment. So aside from the environmental issue, there's also, of course, the ethical issues. There's just a strong disconnect, you know? We don't realize what it takes to get that meat product. And so, take for instance, the Hodge twins, who were super against vegetarianism and veganism. It just took them, they just watched that one video about like some pig farm factory or something like that, and it just took one video to turn them vegetarian like that. It just took them one video to realize, wow, this shit is fucked up. And I think for most people, if they actually saw these animals getting slaughtered and see the way they're treated, they wouldn't agree with it. To actually see animals getting slaughtered, I think most people would see it and say, wow, there's something not okay with this. There's something wrong with this. And that's how I felt. And when my mind was open enough to see how cruel these farming practices were and how destructive animal agriculture is on the environment, and once I was confident that I can be happy, healthy, and strong on a vegan diet, there was just no excuse left for me. And once I knew what I know now, there's just no way for me to support animal agriculture anymore and still feel good about myself. It's shit for the environment, it's shit for the animals, and even though we exercise, guys, you can't out-exercise a bad diet. So to put it plainly, if I can be happy and healthy without animal products, then there's no need for me to support this industry anymore, because it's pretty fucked up. So I hope I answered that question well enough. I know it's something that a lot of people have questions about, and in terms of enjoyment of food, you guys have seen my vlog. There's just so much food out there that doesn't require the death and torture of animals. So actually, this is the most excited I've been about food in a long time. And you know, I started off just like everybody else. I ate meat just like everybody else. I used to save up money. I used to save up my allowance and go to like a really fancy steakhouse just to get like an $80 steak. I used to love meat. I would eat something from Wendy's or Burger King like almost every single day. Alright, so I ran out of time. I think I went over a little bit. But so that's it. Thanks for watching. There's plenty more questions that I gotta get through, so you guys stick around. Until next time, don't forget to put your goddamn Thai garlic sauce away! This isn't even strong, by the way. This is weak sauce. This is weak sauce right here. Gotta kick it up a notch.